Hello there, this is Erika Larkin, and welcome to the third installment of the Larkin Golf Project with student Eric Labass as the project. We are currently in the phase of working on full swing and short game, and definitely in the heat of making some changes. So I'm really proud of his progress at this point. When we started the lessons this week, the screen on the left is what he looked like compared to his original driver swing. And you can see there's a big difference in the length of the backswing. He's become a lot shorter, more stable in the lower body. And on the downswing, he's able to keep the club much better on plane. You can see how the shaft is laid off more and into impact instead of over the top. He's much more able to start the ball on the target line or just a little bit left sometimes, but really the contact has gotten a lot better. He's been able to understand how to release the club face in a very short amount of time. So I was really happy to see the progress that he made on his own after just our lesson together in week number 2. Okay, so we decided to talk about a couple things in the legwork to make him just get a little bit more power since we shortened his swing with some of the moves that we already talked about by keeping the left arm straighter and getting more width in the swing, quieting down the wrist just a little bit to have him feel better extension. It's time to try to add in a little bit more snap again. And so I felt like when Eric was swinging that he was kind of losing his legs on the backswing a little bit. And as you notice in the takeaway here, his first move, his right knee kind of rolls outside that red line that I've drawn, and at the top of the backswing he ends up rolling on the outside of his right foot. His hip kind of kicks out a little bit. So this used to look probably more exaggerated when his swing was longer, so it's more in check now. However, I still felt like he was not as stable as he could be on his right leg. So I brought up some comparison swings. This is Zach Johnson at the top of his swing. You could see how he stays inside that red line. If I bring up, this is Retief Goosen on an iron swing, and kind of see a similar movement here too. It kind of stays inside the line pretty well. Here is Phil Mickelson from the front, and let's see, I got to reverse the line because he is a lefty. Let's go this way. You can see he stays inside that line. So their foot is very stable on the backswing, and they load and they coil on it. And I just wasn't getting that feel that Eric was doing that with his footwork, and I felt like it was delaying his ability to really launch off his back foot and get through the ball properly. So we talked about that, and this is how we work. I actually folded up a head cover and slid it on the outside of his right foot. I would also recommend doing this on a downhill lie where your right foot was higher than your left too, if anybody's watching this and looking for a way to practice this. But you could see that by having his right foot positioned like that, it would help try to keep that right foot a little bit more stable at the top of the backswing, so when he swung through he could feel that he could get off of it a little bit more easily. And we did this a few times, and he definitely got the feeling. After a few tries, he said to me, I feel like I'm knock-kneed a little bit on the right leg, and that was exactly the feeling I wanted him to have. So he tried to tuck in that right knee a little bit, and we added a little bit of spine tilt, which would be the angle of his body this way, so he didn't feel like he was leaning to the shot too much with the driver. And he was able to maintain a pretty good position on the way back. He definitely wasn't rolling on the outside of the foot as much. And then on the way through, he felt like he was able to really explode into it with a little bit more power and still maintain control at the top of the backswing without over-swinging. So he went home and worked on this for a few days and came back, and I was so impressed. This is what his swing looked like, with great even tempo and really great setup through his swing, good stability in his legs, and a great balanced finish. This is how he practiced and was able to accomplish all that we had talked about. So he was just creaming drives when he was hitting it the second day we met this week, and I was just really, really happy with the lower body stability on the backswing. Pretty good arm position on the way down. He definitely transferred his weight. He was able to swing through, maintain balance, and pivot his body and get off the right foot. I mean, all the things we had talked about. So it was just a great job by him, and certainly we went and moved on to some other material, which included some iron work. So let's get into that next. So Eric's iron swing, we went through his bag and hit some short irons, some mid irons. When we got up to about the 5-iron, I just felt like his ball flight was looking a little bit low. And as we watched some of the swings, I just got the impression that after hitting all those drivers and working so hard on driver for as well as he was hitting it, something was just missing with the irons. And really what we figured out was the angle of attack was a little bit off. In general, I think he was swinging at the ball with his iron like a driver, and he needed a little bit more steepness. So what we did is I actually brought him in the bunker. We hit some fairway bunker shots trying to bottom out his swing after the ball. We also did a little tee drill where he put a tee in front of the ball and tried to get him to feel like he could let himself hit down a little bit more after impact with the iron, which is not something you want to do with a driver, but just that little change helped the ball flight go up, and he still was able to make a good looking swing and see better results and less right to left movement of the club face when he was performing this change. So overall, really, really good there too. So we transitioned into some short game work as well this week around the practice greens. Eric has a tendency to really want to use his wrist a lot, especially in little soft pitch shots. You can see the wrist action after impact. So when he does a simple chip shot, he doesn't have a tendency to do that as much. But as soon as he starts to use the wrist, they really want to flip in the follow through as well. So when I got him out to the practice area, I reminded him how well he did on this kind of a shot where his wrist did not move, and we tried to repeat the feeling of this follow through matched with a backswing that had more wrist hinge. So the second time we met this week, we had more time to practice, and he really did a lot better. Let me show you what those swings look like. Okay, from here you can really see he was able to move his arms and chest together on the back and the follow-throughs. Hands were staying a lot more quiet, and from the front view, the more we worked on getting his stance narrow and again allowing his body and his chest to turn through, his hands remained much more quiet. So here you could really see the great extension of the arms. Club face stayed open. It didn't flip or scoop through. This is a much safer play around the greens. If you don't have to do that fancy flop shot with a lot of wrist hinge, don't do it. And he, I think, got it and understands it now, and did really, really well controlling his wrists in these soft pitch shots. So we're going to use this on the course going into next week. So look for week 4 coming up. We are looking forward to taking all these skills onto the golf course. You can see we even did a little bit of bunker practice, working on contact in the sand. So he is ready to go. We are going to hit the links next week. I'm going to give you a full report on how the transfer practice is going to go and all the things we've been working on the driving range. So look for that next week, and keep in touch. If you have any questions, please contact me at Erika Larkin at PGA.com. And thanks so much for watching Larkin Golf Project 2012 with Eric Labass. Take care.